Whether you're a first-time home buyer, considering moving, or your mortgage is up for renewal, there's a lot to think about. Interest rates have increased, and mortgages have become more complex in recent years. If you've saved up a down payment of at least 20%, or if you've paid down 20% of your home's value, most lenders will offer you a readvanceable mortgage, which combines a traditional term mortgage with a home equity line of credit, or HELOC. Some banks bundle other financial products, like car loans or credit cards, together under a readvanceable mortgage, typically with an attractive interest rate. We hit the streets to ask people about their experiences with home equity lines of credit.
Yes, I do have a home equity line of credit.
No, I don't have a home equity line of credit.
I don't think so.
Personally, I didn't know that it was a line of credit or essentially what that meant when I got it.
Okay, so what's in a name? HELOCs and readvanceable mortgages are marketed to consumers using all kinds of different brand names. Some people may not be sure whether they actually have a home equity line of credit, how the product works, or the applicable fees, terms, and conditions. For example, while HELOCs offer relatively low interest rates, the rates vary over time. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, even a small increase in your interest rate could make payments difficult.
You know, I use it for money that I temporarily need, like bridge financing or something. If I know I'm going to get some money in a short amount of time, then I would use it. But I would only borrow on the line of credit if I knew there was money coming in to pay it back. And so it's always at zero, you know, unless I need it.
Actually, we're looking to renovate our basement or finish our basement right now.
We actually haven't touched the home equity line of credit specifically because there's an interest rate attached to that. We would rather save in a separate account for a purchase versus attach a big expense to the line of credit.
It would likely be a large project to invest in my home, but I'd make sure that I would have a plan to pay it back.
People use their HELOCs for all kinds of reasons. Renovation projects are certainly among the most popular, as are emergency funds, investing, and debt consolidation. Plan for how you will use a HELOC and make a realistic budget for projects you are funding out of it. Even if you have a home equity line of credit, you should still create a separate emergency savings fund. Using a HELOC for unexpected circumstances, such as a job loss, carries risks if you need to use it to cover your bills for an extended period of time.
Really understand what you're signing and what you're doing and what it entails. So when we're going through the process of renegotiating the mortgage and wanting to change lenders, I realize now there's a fee associated with that because it is a line of credit and it's called a collateral mortgage.
I would say use it for temporary purposes only, like for convenience sake, not as like another mortgage.
You know, it's very personal. I think it's something that, depending on each person's situation, they may really appreciate knowing that's there as a security fund. But I would personally recommend saving in a separate fund for big purchases.
Know before you owe. When your mortgage is up for renewal, you'll likely be shopping around for the best rate. If you have a HELOC, you may have to pay fees to switch lenders. With a readvanceable mortgage, you may first need to repay all credit products tied together before switching lenders. If a HELOC is the right product for you, think long-term when deciding on the strategy for how you'll use it. Are you planning to use your home's equity to fund your retirement? How long do you plan on staying in your home? How would further interest rate hikes, job loss, or illness impact your ability to keep up with your payments? Would a low interest rate and easy access to credit encourage you to spend more than you can afford to pay back? Your home is likely the biggest investment you'll ever make. Ultimately, ask yourself if a HELOC would tempt you to use your home like an ATM.